here with the lovely Deshai and Lamarr. They just wrapped up an amazing male panel. And I have a couple of questions for Miss Deshai here that they didn't ask outside. Okay, I'm a single lady in Atlanta, and by choice, I abstain for having sex. What advice would you give for me? And there's some other friends of mine that's doing the same thing, because you know Atlanta is the thirst trap. So we trying to shut it down before we catch some. So we shutting it down. So what advice? Because you know it's hard out there, because when men see that, they're like, are you married? And I'm like, no. Then I explain, what it is. I was like, dude, I've had sex before. Just have put it on hold for right now. So what advice do you have? I'm going to ask both of you the question.
My advice would be to stick to it. It's going to, especially when you've had sex before, sometimes you may think about wavering. But if that is something that you want to do, and it's something that you're doing for yourself, then do that. And the guy who comes in and accepts that and respects you is the guy for you. If he doesn't respect that, he send him deuces.
Mr. Lamarr, what do you think about that?
Well, I was raised in a very spiritual household, and it was always like abstain. That's what. So I actually didn't break my virginity until I was like 20. So I would definitely say stick to your guns. I have one of my best friends here. That's how she is right now. So I would say stick to your guns, because the connection that you make, emotionally and all that good stuff, that's gonna keep you there. So what they were talking about, the one-nighters and all that stuff, yeah, they hit it and quit it and gone. But when you talk and you make that emotional connection, if they really like you, then they're gonna stay around.
Yeah. Now, Deshai, I want you to elaborate on your book. Can you tell me the title and where people can find it? Because I was just like, I got here, I was like, oh, she done wrote a book? Got to get on this.
Yes, it's called 30 Ways to Please Your Man. And initially people see the title and they think, ooh, sex, right? And we cover that in the book. But I also talk about just relationship tips, because pleasing him isn't just about having sex with him. And they can find it on Amazon. They can find it on my website, DeshaiCole.com. And I hope that they love it. It's a good read. It has pictures,
That's what I need.
Okay, Mr. Lamarr, I know that you're on a new show on Vh1, right? Called Finding Mr. Right? Making Mr. Right, okay. Now, you're going to have to tell me a little bit, as much as you can, what can we expect from this show?
Okay, pretty much what this show is, they got in like 14 guys, put us in the house, and we thought that the show was called Match Me If You Can, so they kind of tricked us. Huh?
Is it based in Atlanta?
No, the show was shot out in LA. So they pull guys from everywhere, pretty much. So you got every different type of guy in the house, and we thought that they were going to get the three matchmakers were going to give us pointers on how to be a better match or whatever. And then the twist to the show is the three matchmakers actually trying to make their Mr. Right. So with the actual show, it kind of goes along with on the panel, because we're being filmed 24 hours a day. So we forget that cameras are there. They're cameras that we don't see. So we really start talking, and we really start just like, because we don't know that they're looking at us. So that is totally real. This is a real reality show. So we're really sitting around there talking and just going in. And then when we actually see the show, we hadn't seen the final cut. So I'm sitting there looking at it like, oh man, they got that part. So you really gonna get inside of a guy's head, and that's what the show is.
I need to look at that. Y'all make sure y'all tune into that. It's on Vh1.
Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern, and Vh1 every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Check them out.
Check us out.
I'm gonna be looking. Making Mr. Right. And one last question, because I'm in Atlanta, so there's a lot of my people are from Atlanta too. What advice would you give single women dating here?
The advice I would give to a woman, and a lot of people would say, I'm like you said, I live in Atlanta, or I'm out in New York. Dating is dating. When you first of all have standards. Know what you want. Know going in, and don't waver. Now, does that mean that in a relationship, you sacrifice? You do, but in the beginning, know what your standards are. Don't try to look for the guy. He'll find you. When you're a single woman, and
he will find you. Atlanta women, he will find you.
He will find
any woman.
Anyone, he will find you, and just become the best you can be. And when you become the best you can be, he'll come. Just enjoy your life, baby. Trust me, they're around everywhere. Don't look for them. They're gonna come.
We here. We gonna find you.
Well, that's
let us,
confirmation.
let
That's
yeah, just
confirmation
let
right
us find you. When I see you at the bar, just give me that little twink back, and I'll come. Yeah, just look at you.
All right.
Then I'll come over, crazy, and I'll take it from there. Just draw me in, just give me a little something to let me know that you're interested.
Okay.
My little eyes going over there. Be like,
You know what?
do the little wink, And if you look at me and you smile or something like that, then
Oh yeah. Come on over.
here I come.
Come on over.
So
Yeah.
I'll do the rest of the work. I'll take it from there.
Okay. All right. Well, thank y'all for tuning in.